Hi and welcome back to our channel, where we recap your favorite games for you. Today we will be recapping Mortal Kombat 11, so without further ado, let's begin! Mortal Kombat 11 is a combat-based fighting game released in the year 2019, developed by NetherRealm Studios and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. The storyline focuses mainly on events revolving around the sides of good and evil in the Mortal Kombat universe, as players have the choice to experience time-fabricated reality. Shinnok, an evil sorcerer, is attacked by Dark Raiden, who is a member of the merged forces of the Earthrealm members. Although on the insistence of Shinnok that he is unable to battle the greater gods, Raiden decapitates his head. This destabilizes the timeline and causes a massive outbreak. This is when the Titaness and Keeper of Time, Kronika, appears. She wants to restore order and balance in time and space to her benefit. It inspires her to vow to rewrite history so she can completely erase Raiden's existence from the world. After 2 years, we see a Special Task Forces team led by military officer Sonya Blade and Commander Cassie Cage, the daughter of martial arts actor Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. Sonya briefs her fellow troopers and then engages in a practice brawl with her daughter. Cassie wins and Johnny wishes his daughter. Suddenly Raiden appears and suggests creating a diversion to buy more time. Johnny expresses his concern for his family. The team infiltrates the NetherRealm and is successfully able to destroy the main castle. However, Sonya is not able to make it and ends up losing her life. As the opportunity presents itself, Kronika forms an alliance with Revenants Liu Kang and Kitana, who guides them through the dark powers and mysterious realms of unfettered command. In another scene, Kotal Khan, the present ruler of Outworld, paves the way for the execution of Disciple Collector. A sudden storm blows which brings back the younger versions of Kano, Aaron Black, Sonya Blade, and Johnny Cage, along with a few other characters of the game, but Dark Raiden's existence is nowhere to be found. A clash occurs in the Kotal's Coliseum until D'Vorah sends Baraka, Scarlet, and the remaining members to her hive, where they are brainwashed to be trained under Kronika's supervision. Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and Raiden appear at Earthrealm's Special Forces headquarters as they attempt to forge their alliance with Kotal Khan. Simultaneously, Jade and Kitana provide help to Kotal to protect Outworld from the dark threats of Kronika. As the past and the future collide with each other, it is very confusing for the current scenario to be understood by everyone due to the interrelated previous Mortal Kombat storyline. These chains of events have led each character and story to be questionable. A fierce battle between Shao Kahn and Kotal Khan occurs as they try to do what is right. Shao Kahn is defeated and Kotal Khan expresses his concern to the Realm Raiden that a portal occurrence of time-bending reality has opened. Considering this, they return to their respective Earthrealm. Raiden returns to Special Task Forces headquarters. The Cyber Lin K plan is reinstated to create an army of cyborgs by abducting Lin K warriors for Kronika. Sub-Zero and Hanzo Hasashi teamed up to put an end to their scheme. With the help of Cyrax, they managed to shut down the factory, causing Geras and both versions of Kano to flee to Kronika's keep. There, they resurrected Sector and began rebuilding their cyber army. Raiden attempts to seek counsel from the Elder Gods to defeat Kronika. Cetrion gives him a clue, but during a later attempt, Raiden finds that the Elder Gods are gone and that Cetrion has betrayed and killed them to serve her mother, Kronika. Kotal and Jade go to a Tarkatan camp to recruit them for the fight against Shao Kahn. However, Kotal's hatred towards the Tarletans leads to a battle with Jade before Shao Kahn captures them both. The Black Dragon and Kronika's cybernetic army together destroy the Special Forces base, capture younger Johnny and Sonya, wound the elder Johnny, and kill Sector. With Sub-Zero's Lin K Temple, Wuxia Academy's Sky Temple, and the Special Forces base destroyed, the Shirai Ryu's Fire Garden becomes the only haven left for Earthrealm's heroes. Cassie leads a team to save her parents while Sonya kills the younger Kano to erase his present self from existence. Meanwhile, Kitana, Liu Kang and Kung Lao battle Baraka to secure an alliance between him and Shiva. With their help, Kitana blinds Shao Kahn and unites the Outworld factions, inheriting the throne from Kotal. Raiden sends Jax and Jackie to retrieve the Crown of Souls from Shang Tsung's abandoned island. There, they are thwarted by Cetrion, who escapes with the crown, and present-day Jax, who was deceived by Kronika. Hasashi convinces his past self to join their side, only to be mortally wounded by D'Vorah. Scorpion drives her away and returns to the fire garden to honor Hasashi's dying wish. However, an enraged Raiden attacks him, attempting to finish him off using Shinnok's amulet when Liu Kang intervenes, and Raiden ends up realizing how they might have fought before in multiple timelines, orchestrated by Kronika to use their combined strength to stop her. Kronika kidnaps Liu Kang to weaken the heroes, and with Karen recruited, a joint Earthrealm Outworld army assaults Kronika's keep. Geras is dropped into the Sea of Blood, Frost is shut down, disabling all the cyborgs, and older Jax defects to the heroes' side. After Kronika's defeat, Liu Kang and Raiden attempt to use the Hourglass to restore history, but their plan is interrupted by Shang Tsung, Fujin, and Nightwolf. The trio convinces Liu Kang to send them back in time to retrieve the Crown of Souls, which was destroyed when Liu Kang defeated Kronika, which made it impossible to use the Hourglass without destroying history. Despite Raiden's suspicions, Liu Kang agrees and stays behind to protect the Hourglass. Shang Tsung, Fujin, and Nightwolf arrive in the Colosseum while Kitana confronts Shao Kahn. They attempt to flee undetected, but their arrival alerts Kronika, who retaliates. To defeat Cetrion on her island, the trio decides to resurrect Sindel, whom they capture in the NetherRealm. Despite fierce resistance from Kitana and her allies, Shang Tsung uses Shiva's blood debt to Sindel to restore her. Sindel joins the group on the island, where Fujin defeats Kronika's forces and convinces present-day Jax to switch sides. Sindel helps defeat Cetrion, and the group captures the Crown of Souls. Fujin and Shang Tsung travel to the Fire Garden and convince Raiden of their alliance. Kronika attempts to intervene, but Raiden, Fujin, and Shang Tsung fend her off. She reveals that Shang Tsung designed the Crown of Souls. As the offensive on Kronika's keep is about to begin, Shang Tsung betrays and defeats Shiva, gaining control of her army. Together, they defeat Kitana, Liu Kang, and Jade. They also throw Kung Lao into the Sea of Blood and kill Kotal. Sindel reveals she betrayed and killed her previous husband, Jared, as she thought he was weak compared to Shao Kahn. While Fujin leads the attack on Kronika's keep, Raiden discovers Shang Tsung's plan and Sindel's betrayal while fighting Revenant Liu Kang. Raiden arrives too late to stop Shang Tsung from tricking Fujin into giving him the Crown of Souls. The sorcerer gains Kronika's full power, revealing he had planned everything since she imprisoned him in the void. He overpowers and drains Raiden and Fujin's souls before using Sindel and Shao Kahn to reach the Hourglass. Shang Tsung eventually betrays Sindel and Shao Kahn and erases Kronika from existence, gaining her powers. As Shang Tsung approaches the Hourglass, Fire God Liu Kang shows up, revealing that he allowed Shang Tsung to stay alive so the Crown of Souls would stay intact when Kronika was defeated. In the final battle, Kronika sends Liu Kang to attack Raiden. During their fight, the two merge into Fire God Liu Kang, and he acquires the knowledge of Kronika's plan from his Revenant self. The heroes infiltrate Kronika's keep, but she uses her powers to turn back time to the beginning. However, Fire God Liu Kang is immune and defeats the remaining Revenants and Cetrion. Kronika absorbs Cetrion's essence to gain more power, and they engage in a final battle to determine the fate of the new era. The story has 3 different endings depending on the outcome of the battle. If Kronika wins, she decapitates Liu Kang, declaring the beginning of the new era. If Liu Kang defeats Kronika while losing 1 round, Immortal Raiden offers to become his advisor for the rest of his lifespan. This ending sets the stage for the expansion of Aftermath. If Liu Kang defeats Kronika in 2 rounds straight, he chooses Kitana to accompany him in the Hourglass. The two decide to create a new and better timeline together while facing any new evils that arise. The gameplay particularly focuses on the stories conceding with one another and that it depends on what the player chooses. The story features with Raiden, Fujin, Shang Tsung, and other heroes preparing to fight against the demons of NetherRealm. Fujin puts on the crown to open the gates of Kronika's keep. After opening the gates, present-day Jax decides to stay with Fujin, while Raiden tells Revenant Liu Kang that the cycle of fighting between them which Kronika set up must come to an end. As Liu Kang charges towards Raiden, he falls to the ground with a broken right leg. In a Karen ship, Shao Kahn strikes Liu Kang's left leg with his hammer, and the Revenant Liu Kang tells Raiden that Shao Kahn broke both of his legs. Enraged, Raiden sees Shao Kahn and Sindel leaving Karen's ship, while Kotal is executed by decapitation. Raiden tells Fujin that they need to use the crown against Shao Kahn and Sindel. However, They later find out that it was Shang Tsung who impersonated Raiden to obtain the crown from Fujin. Raiden realizes that Shang Tsung has been deceiving them since the beginning and that he freed Shao Kahn. Shang Tsung wears the crown, revitalizing and empowering himself, claiming to be equal to Kronika herself. Fujin realizes that this was Shang Tsung's plan all along, ever since he was trapped in the time void. As Shang Tsung wields the crown, he easily overpowers Raiden, Jax, and Fujin. Nightwolf confronts Shang Tsung after realizing that he deceived the group to get the crown. Nightwolf is defeated, and as Shang Tsung is about to steal Nightwolf's soul, Raiden and Fujin intervene. However, Shang Tsung defeats them and drains their powers, leaving their bodies dried out. He then tells Shao Kahn and Sindel to keep the demigods alive while keeping them unaware of his plan to drain their powers for himself. Later on, Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, and Sindel burst into the hourglass, where Cetrion allowed Kronika to absorb her essence to strengthen her mother and the remaining Revenants to defend the hourglass. Revenants Kitana, Kung Lao, and Jade try to stop them, but they are easily overpowered and killed. Shang Tsung weakens Kronika and only then betrays and defeats Shao Kahn and Sindel, telling them that killing Kronika is his destiny. After their defeat, he tells them that his service to them is over, and their service to him begins. Shang Tsung then takes their souls, leaving them as withered husks. Kronika recovers and tells him that he has no one left for him to betray. He then confronts her and offers her the choice to serve him in his new era or be wiped from history. Kronika refuses to submit, forcing Shang Tsung to fight her. After defeating Kronika, Shang Tsung absorbs her soul, causing her to dissolve into sand. As Shang Tsung prepares to use the hourglass, Fire God Liu Kang, aware of Shang Tsung's true intentions, confronts him. Shang Tsung realizes that Liu Kang allowed him to progress as he did, allowing the latter to claim the crown, at the cost of losing his friends. The sorcerer compliments the fire god's deviousness, and the two eventually decide to settle the score in a final fight. With Raiden's sacrifice and creating the fire god inside Liu Kang to defeat Kronika before sending Shang Tsung back in time to steal the crown before Kronika sent Cetrion and Kronika now defeated and killed. There are certain aspects of the story mode that deliberately lays emphasis on the story and external features as far as the plot is concerned. One interesting aspect of the game is the story mode, which features a variety of playable characters and storylines that unfold over the course of several chapters. For example, in Mortal Kombat 11, players can unlock certain characters by completing specific chapters of the story mode. For instance, Frost can be unlocked by completing Chapter 4 of the story mode, while the Prehistoric Age and Chaotian Age are unlocked by completing Chapter 12 of the story mode. These unlock requirements add an extra layer of challenge and reward for players who are invested in the game's story and lore. Furthermore, some of the chapter titles in the story mode are references to spin-off games, such as Shaolin Monks and Fire and Ice, which starred some of the same playable characters as in Mortal Kombat 11, such as Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. It's interesting to see how these characters and their storylines have evolved over time and across different games. Another interesting detail about the story mode in Mortal Kombat 11 is that Jackie Briggs is the only playable character who is not fought as an opponent throughout the mode. However, she can still be summoned by Kronika in the fight against her, along with other characters like Melina, Rain, and guest characters like Joker, Spawn, the Terminator, RoboCop, and John Rambo. In contrast, Cassie Cage was originally also unsummoned until Aftermath came out, in which she is fought in Chapter 16. Some characters in Mortal Kombat 11 are playable only in certain parts of the story mode, while others are only opponents that players have to fight against. For example, Syrax and Sector are two opponents who are unplayable in the game. Besides Kronika, Scorpion and Liu Kang are the only playable characters in the story mode who appear as playable in two separate chapters. It's also interesting to note that some characters in Mortal Kombat 11 are entirely new to the timeline, while others are returning favorites from earlier games. For instance, Cassie, Jackie, and Kotal Kahn are the only new timeline characters playable in the story mode. Raiden is the only playable character in the story mode chapter where he faced one of his opponents twice, Liu Kang, both past as humans and present as revenants. There are also some unique matchups and team-ups in the story mode that add to the game's replayability and excitement. For example, Johnny Cage and Scorpion are the only two characters who fought their past selves, while Jax is the opposite, as he fought his present self. Additionally, Jade, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, and Nightwolf are the only 4 characters who fought their Revenant counterparts. Other interesting details about the story mode in Mortal Kombat 11 include the fact that some characters only met between their past and present counterparts for a few seconds in a cutscene only, such as Aaron Black and Kitana. Additionally, some classic trilogy characters, like Sub-Zero, Noob Saibot, Sindel, and Shiva, never have their past selves present, while Rain himself never appears in the story mode. Finally, there are some fun Easter eggs and hidden details in the story mode that observant players may notice. For example, in Chapter 2, when Kotal Kahn was fighting Shao Kahn, past Liu Kang can be seen with his shirt on. Our recap ends here. We hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content from us. We will see you in the next one.